Alright everybody, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 14. Today we are casting two finals series, which, you wouldn't have thought that was possible, but of course we have upper bracket and lower bracket. And we'll be casting the semifinals that I played against Descara as well. So spoiler alert, I know who made it to the finals, but obviously I won't tell you. You'll have to find out on your own. Here's our pick band. Descara is going to be playing Savan. I'm playing Galzian. That's, expected for me, but Descara has been really thinking Savan was very powerful in this tournament. I banned Kalash Teeth, really don't want to see the AAV rush, and Descara going to ban the Shallows, just a map he doesn't really enjoy terribly much. Fire Krill Bass, obviously, going to be the map pick for number one. And this is a map that Descara, I think, is very, very good at. And then it's going to be Boneyard, Galzian Territories for me, Kartoba for Game 4. This is a map that really could be good for Galzian or Savan. Obviously, really good for the Railguns, really good for LAV, so... And then Tight End Passage will be the last map if we should get to that point. And let us jump into Game 1's replay here, as I run one last test just to make sure the world hasn't exploded yet. All good, all good. While we're here, I might as well ask, Houston and Phoenix, we're casting, obviously, your finals later, so... How much time do you guys have? Because I could do it after this one, or I could do it after the finals of the upper bracket. Just whatever you like. Whatever's better for you. LEV Fab for Descara, starting the game off right away. He has retired the base runner. He's got one on RUs over here, and it looks like for me, gonna be a similar 3-to-1 split. One Salvager, that tells me it's gonna be ref mode. Of course, I played these games, you'd think I would know exactly what happens, but it's been a while, so I've kind of forgotten. I have to get it done sooner. Okay, so we'll do it after this best of 5 with Descara and I. And, that's kind of fitting as well, right? That the last thing that we'll cast is the grand finals of the upper bracket, so... AV Fab on the way for Descara. So you know what, this is probably going to be an AV rush then, this will be interesting. This is like not, I don't think, the fastest timing possible, but I might be wrong, it might be. Descara is usually really tight on his builds, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I feel like it can be a little faster than this. And you go ref mode first, of course. Don't want to be too greedy. I'm going to get Sandstormer Fab. That'll give me a bit of scouting information. Which is going to turn out, I suppose, to be very good. Because obviously, if AVs hit the field, I want to know about that as soon as I can. So. Couple Salvagers building now. That's what you do. But of course, I want to have that Sandstormer Fab done first. Now, I've been doing a bunch of practice games recently. And I started pulling this RU guy off and then having him go mine CUs over here. I think that was better, but... you can see this is kind of the older style, I guess. Hadn't refined the build quite so much. Refined the refinery mode first build. See what I'm doing there? It's a pun. I'm so funny. AV Fab finishing now. And Descara gonna start building some. Yeah, Firebase Krill, like I said before, is a map that Descara has been very, very good on, typically. I don't know exactly what it is. I guess the more I've thought about it, the more it's like about these high ground positions. Like if you can make a really effective push on them, you get yourself this huge advantage. And it feels like Descara is very good at recognizing when he's got the window to make those pushes. So perhaps that's the reason, but I don't know. It's a map he used to hate because the carrier gets stuck all the time, but he's been really good on this. Houston got to go to the store. All right. Hopefully you'll be 30 minutes. That's fine. You'll be back by the time we cast your series. Sand Skimmer, by the way, gonna get hit by this AV here. And that'll die. But it's worth losing that Sand Skimmer because I know that Descara is going for the Assault Chips here. Or sorry, the AVs. It's me who's gonna go for Assault Chip Tech. And Descara with the Support Cruiser building here. So, as we always say, expand while you attack. He wants to get ahead as he makes this attack happen. 2 PC for me. And, I mean, this is always a little bit nervous for the Galzian player, because you know that you're going to have to prove the defense in just a moment, but I think I should be fine. Soul Chip Tech is almost done. I can start building them, and then... Yeah, this is Semifinals B, between Descara and myself. Well, we played this like 2 weeks ago or something. It's been a while, actually. There's a Soul Chip Tech. Here's the first one building. And Defense's one coming out. You always want to get this. And Descara will want it too, but he doesn't want it until he's ready to fight, so... Assault Chips can easily hold their own against AVs if you can position well and deal with the opponent's smoke micro, but the AVs they have a bit of a harder time at it, but if they can be microed really well, they might be able to defeat the assault ships. So, plus, he does obviously have more numbers here. And this scanner paying dividends as I am going to be able to see where he is. Production upgrade comes out for Descara. No armor, so he does have the tech tree free now that he could tech this if he wanted to, but it looks like he's not going to invest in it. Doesn't have the money, it seems. He's only got 1 on RUs here? Yeah, so he's going to have a very low RU income. These assault ships just a little bit wreck blocked, but that's going to be just fine as they do push this guy off the base. You can see what he's doing here, really, is he's delaying 3-base timing, right? Because look, Descara's got the support cruiser coming out, he wants to get 3-base right away. This is scary for the Galzian player, because I have no idea what's out here, right? I mean, yeah, I see like 3 AAVs, but what if there's like 5 of them over here, right? I need to continue investing in the defense, but if I invest too much, it's going to be scary because, see what I mean? He'll get 3-base and then just blow me up with air or something. The upper place. Yeah, Just Carrier always calls the upper bracket the upper place, which is funny. For joke patch, nah, I would leave it. I mean, if you want to change it, I would actually just buff Coalition armor, but... Galzian Salvagers are more expensive, so it's fitting, I think, that they have a bit more armor. This is what I'm talking about this good smoke micro, by the way. He buys a bit of time being untargetable there, so that he can, Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, probably you should. But yeah, he buys a bit of time there so that he can get the rest of the assault ships into position, and he manages to take a 2-for-0 trade. It's a little tough for the AAVs because they don't regen their health, so I mean, eventually he's gonna have to get them repaired or else just die. Which it looks like that is the play here. Now, AAVs have a little bit of AoE, so I need to split up, which I'm gonna do. Smoke comes out, but it's a little bit too late. Let's see who can win this fight. Descara with a bit of high ground, but he's actually line of sight blocked, so now I take it 2-for-0. And I like this better because the assault ships will heal. It takes them a long time, mind you, but they will heal. So this is armor 2 just finishing for Descara now, so now he definitely wins on the field. But I've got the numbers, it looks like, 5 against 4. He does have the health bar advantage. Bit of high ground, though, gonna go a long way in this defense. Smoke deployed to try and stop them, but this guy's still vulnerable. And now Heavy Vehicles 3 finishing for Descara, so... Railgun Fab as well. Now, I love this always as Coalition. You've got this ability to go Railguns after you already have AAVs, right? I mean, you've got Armor 3, so and it applies to both of them. For me, though, I have gone Air Tech already. You know, Bozo with air, it's not always the best proposition, because I'm prone to throw them away terribly, but... We'll see if I can do a little bit better this time. However, it is nice for me that my opponent is countering what I have on the field, and I'm already countering his counter. So, you know, you always like to see that. If I could get Armor 3 now, that'd be good, but I really want Afterburner as well, so it's a little tough to invest into that. Well, I haven't launched them yet, so... Railgun tech done now, by the way. Yeah, it looks like Afterburner not going to be finished, though, so Just Carrier can be mad at me. Looks like instead the air is going to be used on the assault ships here, which does not really seem like the best call. Yeah, this is what I want. I want to hit the salvagers with it. Oh, but I'm splitting fire so badly here. Okay, it looks like we did finally figure out who we want to shoot at. There's a base runner out as well, missile battery fab on the way. And yeah, we'll just do a little bit of damage to salves here. Gonna dock flying over this base runner, but it looks like he should be okay. Ooh, that was pretty close. A couple spare missiles can just land on these assault ships here, or the AVs here as well. Actually, that'll be fine too, because I've got one assault ship back home. That should be enough to defend. I don't have armor 3 yet, though. That's true. And it looks like also this probe gonna get killed here. They turn slower than your grandma, and she's dead. Well, she's turning in her grave. See, that's an expression we use. Siege Cruiser Fab gonna be on the queue as well. These AVs are not actually super threatening, I don't think, because I will be able to fight them with the air units as well. And obviously, you know, 3 base is just not even an option right now. However, here come the railguns, and this is where he can hope to change things. Oh, really good targeting jammers as well. Now the fight's happening on both sides of the map, so we'll try and keep an eye on it. There's 5 assault ships left over on this side. She's turning into grade because she sees interceptors without afterburner, yeah. Looks like only 1 assault ship went down on this side. Are there going to be salvager kills here, though? That's the big question. Jetpacks being used? And they hit true. Big float by me right now. Siege cruiser's on the way now, though. Mining time being taken from this side, but like my forces didn't die over here. It looks like 1 more died as we were not watching them, but... Do you take the mining time or do you take the army loss? I don't know. I think I'd prefer my position here. However, that's a lot of railguns. But again, I've got the counter to them on the field here as siege cruisers are about to pop. And we really want that range upgrade now. I'll see if I can get things done with these interceptors as well. Really, really nice to be able to kill off probes, actually. Like, that sounds dumb, but the railguns can use the probes very, very effectively as spotter units for them. So if you can kill off those probes, you're very happy. Even would be nice, I mean, I've got the interceptors. I might as well check to see if someone's catching my flank angle here. And if I see that probe, I can kill it with the interceptors, then he doesn't know if he's safe here. By the way, no SCAA, so this base is actually a little bit vulnerable, but... And that's true, they do cost money as well. I mean, that's also fair enough. Anti-air turret post getting set down now, by the way. I see that probe now. Yeah, looks like I will task 1 interceptor to go kill that, 1 interceptor to go kill this one. Because I know the game plan, I mean, I know he's got the railguns out, so... This guy actually survived? Wow. Oh my gosh, tell me this guy doesn't, like, die to anti-air now that he's... Oh, no! Oh, he does! Oh, no. Well, I'll tell you what, that's a bad trade. An interceptor for a probe. Can't push on this side, by the way, because there are railguns out. Still no SCAA, so that is a potential, but gonna be a little tough. And Descara attacking into assault cruiser fabrication, that's gonna be his plan for continuing the game here. I really don't want to let these artifacts out, right? So you can see I'm pushing for it, but it's gonna be tough. No range upgrade on the siege cruisers. Okay, there it is now, but it's gonna take a while. And I'm fleet capped right now, so that's a little rough. I do have heavy rails, though. I actually didn't catch that tech coming. With the rails and the siege, I should be able to fight this, but it depends if I can get in range here. I'm still... Oh, it looks like I'm in range now. Heavy rail goes down, though. Here's the barrage. But you can see, like, with the targeting jammer on these base runners, I don't feel like I can push in. So, he's gonna get both of the extracts out now. Let's see if I can stop him from pushing any further, but railguns against assault ships, that's a pretty good match. You can see even targeting jammer gonna go down on this siege cruiser. Couple of railguns in position though, so we are able to take this fight. Now note though, Descara has Mag Excel and Armor 3, so he's really tough to kill. We're gonna launch out here, see what we can get done, but there is a missile battery in position. Oh, they escaped though! These are like without afterburner, wow, alright. I'm actually microing air well for once, something must be going wrong. Assault ship's gonna try to poke on the other side, but they will be repelled. And Descara, only mid-tier units, but he's got a lot of them right now. You have EMP? No. So a couple of AVs gonna start hitting the siege cruisers here. There's no siege EMP, but I do have the carrier in position. Assault ship's gonna try to push out the railguns too. There's only 2 left. They do have high ground, but it looks like they're gonna fall here. A bit of focus fire would have gone a long way there, as I would have kept these guys a bit healthier, but that's alright. And now, if we check the units lost tab, yeah, this is actually looking great for me. I'm like really pleasantly surprised here because I don't play well, you know. Something must be wrong about this. I'm not supposed to win. Yeah, things look pretty good for me so far. Now we do have a tech switch, right? There's assault cruiser fab done. I think he's building them right now, so keep your eyes on that. This flank is a little scary as well, but the siege cruiser is gonna come try to answer it. Interceptor's gonna see what they can do, but again, there's anti-air here, so... Excuse me, I've got the customary hiccups again. Looks like CGMP did finish now. Here comes the double barrage. Honestly, a little bit early, I think. But we'll do some damage to these rails. Now, when you get Rail Armor 3, not only the armor is kind of nice against this sort of thing, but the health that you get is really impactful. It helps keep these guys a bit healthier. But still, they're going to take some damage. EMP is used to ward off the railguns, but heavies are still going to fall here. That pack's being used, not very effective. There's an attack on the other side, though. However, Saban railguns do outrange Gaussian ones, so we're having a bit of trouble here. Coalition rails do as well, by the way. Just getting shots off on my opponent. Also, the ALM's being deployed to try and, like, stun lock this army so that the AVs can come over. Probably it's just badness. Assault ships would like to push on this side, too, but that's too many railguns, so we're gonna have to yield over there. And now the unit slots tab is starting to even out here. Very, very good fight taken by Descara. It's difficult to micro these when they're happening on two fronts, but he's definitely getting the better end of it. Interceptor's gonna launch, but they go down. Oh, I lost one there. Looks like this one's still alive. And now there's no anti-air, so... Now the interceptors can do whatever they like on this side. ACAA, teching for Descara. You love to see it. If you're always gonna have assault cruisers with the army, just get anti-air for them, right? It feels really, really nice. What if they did stack? I'm not sure if that could be done, but maybe. It'd be horrible, but in a good way. Now we're gonna see the ACs for the first time here. But yeah, you can see two interceptors, they take a long time to kill these railguns that are full ups. Plus, they don't even have afterburner. Much to just Carrier's chagrin. Even missile ship tech coming, we haven't seen his carrier for a little while, so I'm a little worried about it. This could be good, though. I do have heavy rail EMP, by the way, and rail armor too, also. EMP gonna land? No, not quite, but this one might. Barrages are good, too. Ooh. Rail armor 2 is done, which does make them quite a lot tankier. Looks like the rails are gonna come up here for the killing blow on this thing. Siege cruiser taking fire? Will it die? Yes, it will, so he gets a siege cruiser for his AC. Pretty good trade for the Coalition player, who can build these a lot faster. Missile ship tech finished, but that doesn't really seem like what I need right now. However, we do have EMP on the heavy rails. I need to be using that against these railguns here. I have high ground. I should win this fight. There's the EMPs finally, but a really nice targeting jammer comes out right as the EMP lands. Siege Cruiser has its barrage available again. A couple skims are out too. Base runner is gonna fall. And the carrier pushing in now too doesn't have a whole lot of power, but it can maybe contribute to this fight. It's a little dangerous though with all these rails out, but you can see exactly what I want. I want those rails with my skims, but they're unupgraded, so they're not gonna really be able to do too much. What's happening on the other flank meanwhile? Okay, it looks like the other flank can settle down for just a moment. Still two siege cruisers. I did rebuild one. I don't understand that question. Uh-oh, Interceptors is gonna have to launch and dock immediately here. Well, you know, this guy was feeling a little bit unhappy. He didn't have anything to do. Tons of rails dying, by the way. And here come the skims again. Now they're still unupgraded, but oh, it depends if the mortar hits. Ah! Really good mortar hit now. Oh gosh, okay, now the skims are just gonna have to leave. They're actually getting killed by Saban rails. That's not supposed to happen. Really, really nice mortar hit. Hard-fought game here, man, but again, the units lost tab's starting to favor me, but it's a slugfest, and there's just units dying everywhere. Rail Armor 3 coming out now. Do we have Artie? No. That's what I would think. You'd get Artie here, but he's not gonna go for it. Rail EMP gonna land. Again, I fired both of them, which is probably not good, but we're gonna kill a rail here for just a couple of skims. That feels pretty nice. But I see this flank now. This is quite a dangerous flank. Smoke actually pretty nice for me, as these rails can't contribute for the moment. Still gonna be 2-on-2 here. Armor 3 is not quite done. Okay, it finishes now, but it's a little bit late. Big attack on the other side, though. Is there any anti-air here, though? Maybe I can use the interceptors. It looks like there's some coming. Pretty good barrage gonna land here as our carrier is in tow, so keep your eyes on that. SCAA is still not gonna be on the queue for Descara here, so he doesn't have any anti-air in this position either. Oh, jeez. Wow, these things really do turn slow. Just carrier's right, you know? Support cruiser does go down in the end. AV's gonna try to push through, but they can't really do it on their own. He needs rails here, and he doesn't have any. He's gonna come back to answer the flank. Savon carrier could be dangerous, though. It is getting a little bit powered up now. This game really is just non-stop action. I forgot how good this one is. I remember thinking this was a really dang good series, but man, I mean, this is game one. Are we gonna get hit by the TJ now? We have to back away there. I noticed it pretty quick, but still, we're gonna take some losses. AC is here, by the way. I mean, this assault cruiser could really do damage. That's a lot of assault ships, though. Jeez, they're armor 3, by the way, so they're very strong. ACAA is done, so these interceptors are gonna have a hard time getting anything done here. Gonna have to dock right away. They do manage to get a couple hits, though, so that's some damage. Now maybe I could push over the hill, but it's dangerous. There's a lot of AoE here, actually. Ah, the TAC missile barrage! Oh! It does a lot of damage! And now we're just hitting this AC. We're never gonna kill it, so these soldiers have to back away now. Uh-oh. However, on the other side, I'm pushing him off the main base. Descara, though, he's got artifacts. Like, he's got base runners, that is. He's gonna start extracting these artifacts here. Looks like we might be seeing a base race scenario here. Oh my gosh, the ALMs are actually, like, stun-locking the siege cruisers here. This is terrible. Are they gonna die like this? I need to use, like, the base runner heal, maybe. No, it looks like they'll be okay. Jeez. Main base in danger, but, you know, because I'm Galzian, I can build units in the front line. Looks like they're not gonna do too much good, though. Couple heavy rails here, though, so we do have some defense, but... Interceptor's gonna see what they can do to stop the extractions now. They just shot at the carrier, so that's not very good. And it looks like they are gonna die here. It always feels bad to lose the interceptors. You know, you might be able to use them for something later if you can save them. Especially in a game like this that's as close as it feels. But the siege cruisers are still alive, so we're gonna start killing our opponent's logistics modules. And this is a big, big problem for Coalition that Galzian doesn't have. I get my logistics as a tech, so it's permanent, but his can be killed. Railguns here are going to try to stop the carrier as well. We're doing appreciable damage, that's for sure. The double barrage can hurt a lot as well. This carrier goes down to 4,000 here. A lot of power shuffling going on. He's actually going to drop an ALM, but I mean, this thing obviously will just die. I'm going to EMP it, though. I must be thinking that there's some danger of this thing stun-locking the railguns. Here come the strike fighters. I do have 2 PC here, so if I can get the railguns to the PCs, maybe they'll be safe, but... Strike fighter's definitely unexpected. I didn't think he was going to tech switch to this. You can see PC's doing a bit of Daka here. Strike fighter's gonna die. Very nice, very nice. EMP lands over here. Do we have barrages up? One of them does. Gotta use that barrage right here, I rather reckon. There it is, yep. Exactly as prescribed by the doctor. Oh, artillery is gonna strike well. We get 2 kills right there. Artifact score is 4-1 though, so keep your eyes on that. I can't let him even touch these things, because it's too dangerous to let him escape with an artifact. And I'm gonna start mining again pretty soon, so this actually feels pretty okay. EMP, not even gonna be needed. Okay, so the assault cruiser does go down. It's just so hard to replace army at this point. I mean, Descara can't do it because he needs logistics modules. I can't do it because I need money. Oh, and the railgun is gonna die here. I should have kept those PCs up in the front where they could block for the air units. Actually, building an interceptor right now, I think the idea is to hunt down the strike fighters. Yeah, I'm in fact gonna launch it right now. This is 1 versus 2 though, so it's a little dangerous. Looks like it'll just kill off the space runner for now. I'm starting to mine off of the 2 base here. Space Runner does die, right? Okay, yeah. Space Runner gonna go down in the end. Strike Fighter's falling as well. Can't let this happen. Artifact gets picked up. You can see immediately I'm like, oh, okay, we gotta stop that. I'm gonna start moving the carrier down over here. Main base is mined out, by the way, so I'm just gonna ditch this. That's crazy. That's the status of this game, when you actually mine out your opponent's main base. This one is just ridiculous. Okay, what am I gonna do to stop this thing? I've gotta make some kind of play for this. By the way, my opponent been mining on his third this whole time. I really need to be a bit more proactive in stopping this. Oh boy. Stop that soup! Yeah, exactly. Barrage is gonna come down here to try to catch these AVs. These RU salves I don't really mind losing, to be honest, because we're never gonna replace them. They were only gonna be able to mine from here. This pile just barely has any RUs left. Artifact is moving. It seems like I'm not aware of the danger here. I've gotta stop that thing right now. If this interceptor dies, it's gonna be horrible, because that's gotta be what I use to stop the artifact. Otherwise, it's just gonna make it out. It's docking right now. Oh boy. Dead maybe can stop some of these AAVs here. Yep, 3 gonna be invested right there. Looks like the siege cruisers are going to the extract, but look, this guy has a TJ available. Oh my gosh. Something happened over here. That was an EMP from a railgun. TJ not being used just yet. This artifact is close to the extraction zone. It's way too close. Interceptor is ready. I've got to launch that thing right away. Okay, Interceptor on the way. TJ gets deployed. There's another one available from this one. EMP gonna land. Ah, there's the TJ! Oh my gosh, this is the game-winning artifact right here. Interceptor gonna die for a worthy cause. The siege cruiser has to rotate before it can barrage. Ah! Okay, the base runner does go down in the end, and I get an artifact of my own. Now here we need to be very aware of the wind condition. The clock is almost out now, right? By the way, is this artifact gonna extract? Oh boy, probably not. No, he's getting carrier blocked now as well. When the clock runs out, the player with more artifacts wins, unless the score is only different by 1 and the player who's missing artifacts is holding some. He can hold any number, but if the score is off by 1 and he's holding them, then the game will go into sudden death, or if the scores are tied. And, you know, it's not every day that this comes up, but it's going to be important here as the scoreline is down to 3 minutes left on the clock. Strike Fighter's around, but there is quite a bit of anti-air, actually, just from the base runners. Of which there's one and another one building here. But Descara, he's actually building... No, it's off by 1. That's actually very important. Descara's building bombers here. Yeah, if the artifact score is 4-2 and I'm holding some number of artifacts, I still lose. So that's actually very important to know. But if the scoreline is 4-3 and I'm holding some artifacts, we tie. If the scoreline reaches 5 for either player, the game ends immediately, no matter how close the scoreline is. Here comes the bomber. It wants to hit the railguns here. Split, though. It's going to be good. One railgun does die, though. And now I know I've got missile ship tech, but I mean, I don't have a whole lot of money to work with here. Production cruiser going to come to the front line to work as some anti-air. Another railgun goes down here. However, it's okay, because I'm stopping the bombers from hitting the siege cruisers, which would be really devastating, so... You know, I don't like it, of course, but I'm not super mad about it. Here's a missile ship. Artifacts being picked up now. There's one. Descara's bombers, though, critically on cooldown right now. This one's docking, the other one's recharging. And it takes 2 bombers to kill a BR, I'm pretty sure, so he's not actually going to be able to stop these artifacts so easily. He might be able to stop one, but I don't think he can stop this one. Uh-oh, Strike Fighter as well, flying in a bit of danger here, but it looks like he is going to be able to dock. Oh, Strike Fighter, be careful! Goes down to the PC. That's not good. Railguns hitting each other now. Gonna try for the EMP, but that's maybe a mistake. Looks like he gets away. Here comes the bomber. But it's on the siege cruisers. Takes one down stupendously low. Is the other bomber launching? It is. Okay, so these guys have to be careful. This might be a situation where you just give one of them up, right? Move the guy who's wounded away so that the splash won't hit the other one. Yep, siege cruiser is gonna die. That guy's been around for the entire game, but it means that the bombers couldn't hit the BRs, so we're tied now. Not in the scoreline, but in the fact that I've got one held. Bomber gonna die here. Descara's carrier running here. He doesn't have the weapons powered up, so he's just trying to buy for time. And I believe Descara told me after this game he was mistaken. He thought that he would win here because he had the numbers advantage. Systems 4 teching for me now. That's going to be pretty nice, but it looks like we're not going to be able to see it because the timer will probably run out here. There's time. We enter sudden death now. Whoever gets the next extraction wins, and Descara has no army to speak for, except he does have the bombers, right? If there were 2 bombers left, maybe he could try to make a miracle play and kill these base runners, but you can see, I'm splitting them up. I know, this is the only way I can lose the game. And the bomber not even going to target the base runners, it just kills the siege cruiser. Oh. And then Descara GG's, he knows he can't win anymore. Whew, give my voice a little bit of a rest, but how much time is on the clock here? I can't really tell. It's something like 30 minutes. This freaking thing blocks the clock, but clock blocked. But after a 30-minute slugfest here, absolute destruction on both sides. You can see in the units lost tab. I am going to take game 1 in this best of 5 series, and we'll move on to the next one. Haven't seen you on the channel before. Welcome. Whew. My voice needs a rest after that. But there is no rest for the weary. Off we go to game 2. Combine. Oh. Well, it looks like that is possible, huh? Here we're on game 2. This is Boneyard, of course. I'll show you guys the info.txt once again, just in case you forgot. Boneyard is my pick. I picked Gaussian territories for the next one. And these are 2 maps that are very good to be aggressive on and really, you know, bring the fight to your opponent. But I'll be a little bit sad to see that I got this spawn. We really like to have this one instead. This spawn is definitely better for us. Oh, you know what? Actually, it'd be great if Sunder was stacking behavior. Right? Because, or like combined stacking behavior. Because you know how carriers can get like 243 armor in Joke Patch, right? You know, if you had stacking, it's like you can slowly whittle down the armor by continually hitting it over and over again. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. You should do that for Sunder. Anyway, it looks like the game plan for me, not going to be aggressive here. I am going to go ref mode. We did this last game. We had some success. The worry, of course, is that, like, if Descara gets up on this hill, we're going to be in a bad way, right? So I really, really want to make sure that I can keep control of the field and stop him from getting up here. That's true, Just Carrier, but I think it would be fun. So let's do it, man. Yeah, the coalition rails that go boom, 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 boom. They'll just cut all of your armor off right away. You know what we could do is like change the Sunder armor debuff to like 2 or something. And then, you know, it's like stacking up as they shoot. Anyway, enough Joke Patch discussion. This is a Jaramillo cast. We do have LAVs streaming out across the field here. So it looks like Descara gonna play with the LAV spam style. You'll expect he's getting a support cruiser sometime soon. That's kind of the way that this is usually done. LAVs and Skims gonna encounter each other here on the mid. Now, I really want to just get away here. That's kind of the goal, because I can't take this fight yet. Although this guy, I can take this 2-for-1 trade. Or a 2-on-1 fight, that is. It's a 1-for-0 trade. Very good. Second PC on the way for me. That's what I need to fight the LAVs here. But I've actually garnered myself a bit of a health bar advantage if I can buy time to regen. But it looks like I can't. Fight's going to take right now. And it looks pretty good. Again, it's a 1-for-1 here, which is not bad if you're down in numbers. That's another 1-for-1. Ah, but now it's a 2-for-1. So now we've traded evenly on Strikecraft, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 3-for-3 overall. And you can see Carrier moving up really fast. I'm actually giving up a bit of money for this, which is probably a mistake. He does pick off another Sandskimmer, so that's pretty good for Descara. Main base gonna have to be evacuated now. Sandskimmer armor teching for me. Here's 2PC though. Now we can start spamming. And anytime you're getting armor before tech, it's kind of notable, I think. You know, but that's definitely indicative of how much pressure I'm feeling here. This is a bit tough to hold off. We do have armor 1 finished though. This salvager is still trying to drop off at the production cruiser. And now we can start getting the numbers advantage. But again, Descara gonna jump right up to 3 base. He's actually building another SC right now, actually. I think. Oh, that's an LAV. Never mind. I've read the lights incorrectly. But you see, I'm gonna jump up to 3 base too, so we're in kind of an even game state here. I'm gonna get the tech first, which is gonna be rails. Boneyard's a good rail map. A lot of open space, but a lot of dunes as well. So I mean, you can get jumped on. You have to be careful, but I think it's definitely a good rail map. Sandskimmer gonna get kind of thrown away here. That's not the best. We do have armor 1. We prefer to be winning trades at this point after our investment. Well, see, I can. Now he's got an SC building. Hey. Yep. Oh, I don't know, actually. When the siege cruiser reaches Vet 5, you know, and it fires the, like, 5 EMP bursts or something, that's just gonna stun you forever. A little bit of a foray here by the Sandskimmers. They're gonna see the main, but they can't push on it. What I really want to know about is his 3rd base timing. And I can't, it seems. I haven't been able to scout it here, but... Wait, it fires 12 of them? Oh, gosh. Anyway, our 3rd base is getting set up at about the same time as his, so, you know, we're feeling okay here. If I knew, anyway. I don't know, so that makes me a bit nervous, I'm sure, but... As it turns out, pretty even game state here. Not many units lost, either. AV fab now for Descara. And I think you will find this proves to be critical in his game plan. LAV's gonna start plinking on these Sandskimmers here. Except they're actually taking 0 damage. Tell you what's happening, there must be an invisible unit here. But it hopefully died. Yeah, it did. Sometimes that happens in DOK, it's the weirdest thing. Like, units just turn invisible randomly. EMP round's gonna tech for me now. I actually am really low on Strikecraft here. Like, if Descara knew, if he had perfect information, I think he would dive there, but he can't know what's in the Fog of War. Hasn't seen the railgun yet, either. Note that LAVs do passively have some armor, even if they haven't teched it, so the railgun getting Sunder will be able to, you know, do a bit of assistance to the Sandskimmers, but the big deal is EMP rounds, which is necessary to... you know, have this heavy railgun really contribute to the fight in a meaningful way. Even building a base runner right now, so I'm feeling pretty confident, it seems. Still no tech choice for Descara beyond the AAVs, so that's what he's going to go for. Sometimes people get AAVs and they're really meaning to tech into cruisers, but you see this flank here, keep your eyes on that. That could turn out to be pretty pivotal. Really nice EMP is going to land, though, and that's going to kickstart the fight. I do have a bit of high ground here as I attack these stricken LAVs. Only gonna take a 1-for-1 trade, though, surprisingly, but I do get some health bar advantages. Here come these LAVs, though, and this is a big problem right here. I'm just completely unaware of it. Railgun armor teching right now, even. Fighter and gunship tech for Descara, and he is going to push into this flank now. He doesn't have boost. It looks like he used it to get into this position. PC starting to take some damage now. Here comes an EMP hit, though. With the depth packs, actually, that'll kill some LAVs here. PC getting really low, though. Assault Railgun is out, which is very convenient for me. Assault Railgun really needs to be fighting here. There's a couple more depth packs. I've got to try and use them and see what I can do. Second Assault Rail is out. Base runner taking fire now. Here comes an EMP on the AAVs. And as it always happens with Descara and I, everything's happening at the same time. This Railgun gonna get caught out, but the PC is not gonna die. Look, it's down at 300 HP right now, but that doesn't matter if it lives. Uh-oh, this heavy Railgun really needs to be kiting, though. LAV's even gonna try to jump on it here before the AVs can even arrive. Assault Rail's doing some work here. These AVs are scary, man. I mean, when there's 4 left and all the heavies are dead, you feel like the game's just over. But another heavy railgun pops here, which is really good timing. Armor 1 is done for me, so I have a little bit of tankiness against these AVs. Bit of kiting goes a long way, though. I should really be hitting this guy who's sundered. Yeah, looks like we are going to kill him, though. And the AVs get cleaned up amazingly, so I do manage to live here. And then I path my carrier right over here. This is a big mistake. You want to just bring it back to the 3 base. But that's the thing, there's always more AVs, man. The AVs never end. Armor 2 even taking, so he didn't even have Armor 2 in that fight. Tac Bomber Fab as well, so keep your eyes on that one. You know what that can do. I do not have Missile Ship Fab yet. Uh-oh. But again, you can see I'm really fighting for this area. I don't want to give up this hill here, because I know when I do, things just get so hard. A couple more LAVs streaming in too. Looks like this is going to be another double-pronged attack, and it's going to have bombers to follow up, so it's pretty dangerous. Pretty dangerous. And I'm building base runners right now. Big mistake to just be building base runners. It's very mindless. Salvager going to die on the 3rd base here. Railgun gets a good EMP shot, but still, these LAVs are going to find their way in. And the bomber is done. He should be launching this right now, I think. One heavy rail gonna just get killed by these LAVs here for sure. Here come the skims, though. $150 stacks of Sunder. Oh, jeez. Looks like we're going to be able to hold this fight off, but we did lose a heavy railgun, and, like, you know, that's what I need to be fighting these AVs right now. 3rd base is just completely forsaken, and the bombers are launching now. You know, I mean, if the bombers can kill off these heavies and then the AVs come in, now it starts looking pretty dangerous. Armor 2 finishing for the skims, that's not really going to help at all here. Although it is nice against the AVs, it'll help them be a bit more survivable, but... Missile ship fab for me, because I'm like, yeah, maybe there's air coming. Oh, yeah, there's air coming. And it looks like first they target the PC. Oh, no, Descara. No, you have to be better than this. Oh, yeah, 2 bombers won't kill a PC if it's moving. Oh, no. A critical choke. And they won't kill a base runner either, mind you. He uses the bomb on the base runner. What's this supposed to do now? I think he's pathing over here to try and kill this PC. He wouldn't even get it if he had a bomb left, but he doesn't, so... Oh my goodness. Passes safely by. However, still danger of these AAVs getting in. No, they only have 1 bomb. So, I mean, once they've dropped it, you know, they don't have anything left to give. Artifact goes out, by the way. Houston, who is that? He's got like a sword by his name. What is that thing? By the way, double extract coming out for me. That does feel nice. Some much needed free carrier power. But the problems for me are manyfold right now. Namely, look how many freaking AAVs this is. 11 AAVs. Descara definitely learned from that series with just carrier. He's still got bombers, so I need anti-air, and I don't have nearly enough heavy railguns to deal with this crap. So, you know, that money I invested into Sandskimmer armor too, it's gonna feel a little silly now. Oh, in carrier they reload. Okay, I see what you mean. Like they recharge slowly. Yeah. And, you know, Galzian's got the upgrade for this, but obviously Coalition doesn't, so... We do have a missile ship out. We've got 2, we've got 3. But bombers really like to ignore missile ships. That's something I've noticed. This is not terribly good kiting with the rails either, so I really need to use the EMP already, it feels. Bomber just gonna come and kill this thing anyway. There's an EMP that's a little bit early, actually. Both the railguns died. And again, you know, I've got missile ships here, but I don't have railguns, and that's what I need. Uh-oh. Missile ship barrages doing a lot of work here. But the problem is, you know, missile ships don't have a direct fire like ability, so if they can't do all of the work, they kind of didn't do any of the work, you know what I mean? And now these AAVs, they might as well be full health right now, because I can't kill them. They're just gonna wipe out everything here. Yeah, all of the salvagers off the second, all of the salvagers off the main except for these two. It looks like the LAVs can clean this up. And, yeah, that's what AVs like to do. When AVs can do this, they feel very happy. I'm getting choked up about it, oh my gosh. They feel very happy. PC gonna fall. And at this point, I might as well just GG, but it looks like I'm gonna hang on for a bit. Now, this is something kind of funny, if I recall. There's a bug in the current version of Jaraci, which we noticed because of this game. It's fixed in the next version, but for some reason, when missile ships use their direct fire barrage, it actually hits air units. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me, but... yeah, you'll see it when this bomber comes in, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess I said it was a bug in Jaraci, but you know. Yeah, look at that! The barrage hit the bomber! Did you see that? Yeah, I don't know. That's obviously just an oversight. Which is convenient for me, because it stopped the heavy railgun from getting killed here, but it's gonna be too little too late. I mean, there's just simply no way that we hold this off. I don't even have the upgrade. I really should have this by now, but... These are some vetted missile ships, jeez. Oh wait, no, those are the AVs. Never mind, I take it all back. I take it all back. And I'm gonna take it back in game 2 as I choose to GG out here. This game is definitely over. Descara winning in every metric except for artifacts, and even then, it won't be long. The AVs claim another victim. But this was a good game, you know? This one lasted for quite a while. And we'll jump into game 3. Oops, that's my, that's not my replays folder. Here we are. Game 3 gonna be on Galzian territories. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I like to rush people. And Galzian territories is a map that I picked very definitely to do this rush. But the question is, what rush is it gonna be? There's a couple things you can go for. Obviously, railguns are very good on this map. Assault ship rushes can be very painful if you expected railguns. And there's even an ability, or there's even the thought to carrier rushing here, which I have done before on this map successfully against A game. So there's a couple options here. If you remember, that was from the Jaraci Cup 13 finals. Worth a watch, by the way, if you haven't seen it before. Sandskimmer Fab starting though, so this ain't gonna be no carrier rush. I don't want to play so crazy here. And we'll see what Descara is going for. Nothing. Well, it'll probably be a support cruiser then. Yep, quick drops up for it. Of course, the price was changed to 480 in this version, so it costs him a little bit more than he was expecting. I'm putting a blanket on. It's cold in my room. Reminds me of my mother's heart. Anyway, note that he pulls one guy off of RUs, and he's going to move him over here. This is very, very good technique when you're going 6-up. You don't really need the RUs, not in the early game. You need the CUs more. So he goes and sends these guys over here, drops the det pack. I don't know why we call them det packs. I mean, detonation pack, I guess, but it's called demolition charge in the game. Oh my gosh, turn your heater on, man. I thought it was cold in here. Jeez. And you don't have a shirt on. Freaking Russians. Here's the first contact as the probe is going to see the PC. Now, does it die here? That would be big. It does! Okay, very, very good for me. You've got to be very tight on probe micro to stop that kind of stuff from happening. TJ going to be deployed just to buy a bit of time here. And it's going to be AAV Fab. So, you know, AAV Fab is dangerous here because of its rails. It feels a bit sad in my opinion, but he's going to play it anyway. If it is assault ships, I think that AAVs are very good because they can also smoke the eco. Needs to be -10 to sleep. Yeah, you know, that little badge by Houston's name, that icon with the 1 on it, that means that he actually is the first sub to my OnlyFans account, where I show lots of pictures of my udders. Yeah. Trying for a little bite here on the LAVs, but it looks like I'm not going to get it. You never know, man. I might try something so daft. I might just. Heavy railgun on the queue, by the way. It's about this time I usually think of switching salvagers to RUs, but first I want to get my 2 PC, which you can see I'm going to queue up now. PC is in a questionable position here, way too far forward. Remember, it's going to pop the railgun here, so you've got to... It's true. You've got to be careful when the railgun pops out that he doesn't just get killed. Oh gosh. I need some bleach for my eyes. Railgun just doing its thing. Like you do, like you do. Here come the AVs. Now again, AVs can fight railguns. I mean, we saw it even in the last game, but you've got to be very, you got to be very ballsy to play this way, do you know what I mean? Like, you really need, a good positioning. You've got to, like, get up on top of them with that smoke, and if you run out of smokes, suddenly you just die. So it's very important he doesn't use the smokes too early if you can get away with it. He doesn't want to, but... Yeah, actually, he was going to use one there, but he managed to save it, so that's good. This is game 3 right now. Scoreline's 1-1. EMP rounds teching for me. That's going to be very, very nice to fight the AVs with. And it's only one heavy railgun. Looks like a second one building now. If I had seen earlier how many AVs this is, I probably would cancel that second PC, but it is coming out. Oh, I did cancel it! Hey, look at that! I'm very good at what I do. That's a salvager coming out, actually. EMP lands with a bit of Sunder. I'm trying to kill off this AV, but it looks like I won't be able to get it. Note the ALMs, though. When you've got these things powered up, you can stun them, and that actually lets your AVs get up on top of them, so that can be scary. EMP being used by me, though, we're both doing the same thing. We're just trying to, like, slow down the opponent's army so that he can catch me or so that I can run away. This AV is gonna die. And I'm feeling pretty good about this. You know, it's very expensive to lose a heavy railgun, but at the same time, I've killed a lot of AVs, and that's kind of all that's left here, so the threat is quite diminished. Big Splinter is still alive, though. It's got the TJ cooldown up, so, you know, watch out for that. Here comes that second PC, of which much has been spoken. Would like to quick drop a couple RUs here to get another heavy building. Oh no. That's a really good TJ. Oh gosh. That's actually, I mean, that's when you need a new pair of pants as the Galzian player here. Looks like I do narrowly survive though. ALM's though still gonna try to stun up this heavy railgun. And he's gonna get it! He gets the kill with this. The AV dies as well though. There's another heavy rail building. But AVs are faster than PCs, and so he's actually gonna be able to gain some ground on me as he comes up. Second PC popping now. Heavy rail's up though. Looks like this AV is not going to be able to catch it. By the way, Carrier has come really far forward here. The high sand. It's over, Anakin! I have the high sand! By the way, it's pretty important that I don't let him extract here. I mean, if he can get this extract off, it's amazing. If he can't, it's actually kind of sad, because now the base runner is slower. And so, you know, you really want to make sure that your opponent can't get the extract off, because then the ALMs are more powerful, and there's so much more threat of catching these railguns out. But if not, you know, base runner slower makes it harder to get good TJs off. Smoke being used right now to buy time, that always feels a bit rough, because you really want to be using those smokes to, like, push your opponent and get his railguns here. Carrier manages to limp over this hill. Now, we've got a lot of sand skimmers. I am feeling like that base is exposed, but if I move everything out over there, I'm gonna lose the railguns. And, you know, he is Saban. It's always a little tough to figure out exactly how much you need to commit, because if you commit too few sand skimmers, the SC and the TJs can hold, or, sorry, ALMs can hold off the push. Now you're feeling really sad. EMP being considered, but it's cancelled. That's good. You want to use the EMPs when your opponent is pushing on you. But again, very, very slow base runner. He can't really threaten the railguns here. One EMP lands. That's going to do some good damage to these AVs. He's Soban, mind you. He can't do any healing. There's the TJ, but it's very, very far away. So, kind of a waste of the cooldown there. This is still a rail rush, mind you. I've been rushing him for 8 minutes now. That's how it goes. Descara getting railgun fed. Yeah, 80 seconds. Twice the time of a Con F smoke, or I think about the same time as a rail EMP, although for some reason it won't show me the cooldown here. That is strange. 5 heavy rails now, but, you know, I'm getting a little bit brazen here. I'm just moving right on the hill. It's like, this is where things are dangerous, because if the AVs can jump on me, you know, all these things will die instantly, right? So, you've got to be careful the way you play this. Looks like Skims want to jump in and kill that BR, but they're not going to get it. Costs me 2 for the attempt. Here comes the push. Now, this is really good terrain for the AVs, because look, if I try to attack here, I'm line of sight blocked. This is how you want to play this with the EMPs here. You're trying to just slow down the AV push. And that's a lot of heavy railguns. These EMPs can't make it through. They are going to die. But there's a really nice TJ, actually. It's too late, though. The units are all dead. And Descara realizes, yeah, with his AV army dead, he's out of the count here. Getting a GG out, and that does net me game 2. Golly gee whizzle. Oh wait, I didn't load in Game 4's replay. My voice is gonna need some therapy after this, man. Well, as we... Oh yeah, the test work. Don't worry. Oh, wait a minute. Oh gosh, that's Firebase Krill. Well, as Firebase Krill loads, the map that we don't want to be on, let's check our info.txt again, just in case you've forgotten. Kartoba is the next map, and then we have Tight End Passage coming up after that. And I feel pretty good about this draft, because Tight End Passage is definitely the map that I want for the potential ace match, but, you know, right now I lead the series, and Descara's Kartoba pick is not necessarily good for him. It's kind of good for both of us, you know what I mean? I don't want to think about what that means. But, gosh. So anyway, this is a good opportunity for me, you know? Like, if I can win on Kartoba here, I just straight up win the series. That's where we are. It's 2-1. And if I don't, then we move on to Tight End Passage. And Tight End Passage is a map that I feel very strong on. KT, though, always been a good map for LEVs. So, what you're probably going to see Descara do is this LEV push where he's got a couple of guys out here. And he's trying to stop me from getting 2 base. And unfortunately, I think I kind of played myself here. I had it in mind to, like, make a really smart, you know, like a 5-head, like 2 PC build here that my opponent wouldn't see coming or something like that. Which is also kind of terrible, because like I don't even have the money for another PC right now. I need to mine some RUs first. Oh, maybe I'm actually doing this build okay. No, yeah, you can see me switch over to RUs now. But the problem with 2 PC builds is that if you don't have any tech behind it, it's very hard to punish your opponent's like early 2 base. And then you're just kind of falling behind. So yeah, we'll see what Descara gets up to here. It is going to be an SC first, so he's not doing the build that I'm trying to blind counter. So that's good for me. And this is the problem with blind countering builds, of course, is that if your opponent doesn't do the thing, well, you know, you're just washed. So yeah. I mean, in vanilla, there were straight up situations where you could do this kind of blind 2PC and actually kill off a support cruiser and like just win the game off of that. I think Kharak cut 6 finals or maybe 5 or something. The ace match ends up on like shallows. No, it wasn't finals. I think it was the semis. But I was able to kill off like a what do you call it? A support cruiser in that game. Yeah, but the problem is players like Descara, they don't fail to build LAVs. That's the thing. So it's very much like it's a kind of a lower bracket strat. You know what I mean? Like you can just run in and kill your opponents. They won't even be able to stop you. It's, yeah, you know, if they don't play properly. But Descara is not like that. You can see 3 LAVs from him, 4 even. Yeah, he does want those LAVs, of course, so he's naturally going to build them here. I mean, if he was like going really ballsy, just blind 3-base, I think I would kill him here, but he's not, so. Hey, Houston. It looks like Harry production upgrade coming out, because as Phoenixo points out, I've got more production than he does. That is true. Oh my gosh, if you could drive on the Kartoba, that'd be amazing. Yeah, well, Sublon or Coalition, he's definitely got tools to be able to defend this. The problem is that, like, I need railguns now, right? But I've invested all of my time into getting these sand skimmers here, so now I could get railgun fab, I am going to. But it's very, very, very late. And so we end up turning this into a railgun rush that doesn't have a lot of bite to it. Look how much time my opponent is mining on 2, and he's actually focusing RUs here, which is interesting, but... Oh, I guess that makes sense, he doesn't have any RUs at all. Oh, that's funny, he actually only has 6 salvagers, so I guess he's basically on 1 base. But I don't know that, and so I'm feeling the pressure, right? And right now, even, he outnumbers me in LAVs. It's 8 to 8, I think, plus 9 when you include this guy. But it's a little hard because the units deselect whenever they come into the green vision. Railgun tech is done now. And now I make the most 5-head move of all, as in terrible, absolutely terrible. I think to myself, like, well, I want a heavy railgun, but heavy railguns can't fight unless they have EMP, and EMP takes longer to tech than heavy rails do to build, so I should get this first, and then I can get my heavy railgun out. just stupid. It's a bad idea. Don't ever play this way. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh, I guess I take it back. It looks like I'm building a heavy right now. Yeah. What I need is assault railguns, obviously, right? I mean, that's the play here. There is already railgun tech done for Descara, so that makes things a little bit dangerous, but yeah, you don't want to be building heavy railguns into this many LAVs. Again, he outnumbers me here. If you check the units tab, that's 15 LAVs to 10 sand skimmers. Like, if he knew how weak my position is, he would just jump on it. And right now, I think he knows. But I'm gonna have EMP rounds. Yeah, it's not gonna change the fight if all the skims die right now. So this is a very, very bad build for me. I think that's all I can say about this game. Railgun has EMP now, but I mean, look, all the sand skimmers are dead. So really, really good EMP, but it's just too late. And now the LAVs are gonna just kill everything, so I know what's happening here. I GG out. And, you know, that's the thing. I have, like, this immunity for Game 4, where, like, even if I lose, we go to the ace match, but... Yeah, it really feels like I threw that one pretty hard. Only 5-minute game. Shortest of the series so far, and just kind of terrible. But that's okay, because we move on to the ace match. And this one now, for all the marbles. Yeah, that definitely is a bozo throw. There's no two ways about it. I've even got an emote for this, but you have to be like a tier 3 sub to use it, because, you know, Twitch. So, here, I'll put it in the chat, since I can. Hey, look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Get it? Because he's, like, throwing a ball. Anyway, game 5. Scores all tied up, 2-2. Tight end passage. See what the build is for Descara. He's gonna retire that base runner right away. No maidens. Is that the joke? No skins. Double on RUs here, by the way, tells me this is either going to be like ref mode or it's going to be a really big focus on railgun tech. No, it can't be ref mode. Yep, sense can be fast. So we're going to go for the railgun rush here. I remember very vividly how this game ends, because it's obviously the decider for who goes to the finals, you know, but I don't remember exactly how it starts. Looks like this is just the tried and true railgun rush here, but a big focus on RUs means we're going to have railgun tech very early, like right when skimmer tech finishes, pretty much. Yeah, this is the ace match. This is for all the marbles. There's the RUs in for railgun tech. If I do a little quick drop, I can get it. Yep, railgun tech. So this is at like 1 minute and 20 seconds. Very early railgun tech here. If Descara goes like blind AV, that would be amazing, but I don't expect him to do that on a map like this. He knows the danger. He knows the danger. So yeah, LAV is going to be the play. He's got 1 on RUs at the main, 2 long distance mining. Looks like it'll be the LAV spam playstyle. And this is where I wish I had 2 PC, right? So it's a little bit rough to kind of pick the wrong build 2 games in a row, but I still feel like this is definitely playable for the Gaussian player. And I think the key is going to be assault railguns, right? Because if I have this railgun focus, heavies can't fight LAVs terribly well. They can do a bit, but we saw what happened last game. You don't want to gamble that. So it's going to be assault railguns building now. You can see one on the queue. Really spicy unit, this one. Feels like it's fallen out of favor in recent times, and only because Majir came back we were like, wow, this unit's pretty good. What's he building now? Well, the production tab isn't much use. I think that's an SC, though. By the way, we've kind of run past each other here, so... Next, I will cast the lower bracket finals between you and Phoenixio. Salvager dies on the second, by the way. Very nice, very nice. And this ALM is actually going to fall, too. This is 3 assault railguns, so... You kind of feel like there's actually some danger to the carrier here, although the carrier can do damage to the assaults, which is kind of a funny interaction. These 3 LAVs coming back, he's left 2 to just deny the long-distance mining. I like that, it's a good move. But you see, I have heavy railguns building right now. Railgun fab on the way for Descara. And I'm building a salvager to just go back here. Honestly, I do this because a lot of players will just kind of let you have this, you know? They'll sort of forget that they're supposed to be stopping you from mining. I have it on good authority that it was. Railgun tech finishing for Descara now. But yeah, you can see I can't mine off that second. So it looks like I'm going to bring the skims back. Now to bring all of them back seems a little bit overkill. I know that there's 2 there, so why not just send 3? In fact, I could even get away with just 2 because he does have some really low health bars there. The Descara LAV blob looking a little bit scary, but I do have the heavy railgun to cover for the assaults, which means that they should be safe from the rail. And in that case, I can probably do to push off these railguns, or these LAVs, just using the assault rails. Sandskimmer show up, now Descara knows how many this is. He's like, oh, he used everything. He's gonna push in here now. Assaults move forward here. They want to take the forward position. Watch the Savon rails now, see what they can do here. Hitting the PC first, that's pretty good for me. It's actually the heavy railguns that are hitting the strike craft right now. They have EMP? No, not yet. So it feels a little bit risky, but I'm pretty sure that he couldn't dive on it with just that many LAVs. Plus the skims are coming, so if that fight takes a while, I should be able to win off the back end. And it's going to be ref mode for me. Now what I really need is range calibration so that I can outrange these Savon rails. Oh gosh. Yeah, you can see salvagers building even. I'm maximizing RU count here. When ref mode finishes, we'll be on 2 base. My opponent is on 2 base as well, but he doesn't have any salves for it. So it's kind of a fake base, if you will. And I've got the RUs now for range calibration. Looks like I'm not gonna get it yet. Looks like I'm just prioritizing getting more heavies. And Houston's right, by the way. Because that Savon railgun sound is just like the best thing in the world. Even better though is the battlecruiser, which makes the same sound from close up, but when it's far away it just sounds like lightning cracking or something, or thunder that is. Gosh, that is a sound, you know. Oh, look at that, I actually... Oh, yeah, I remember this! So this guy here... Sometimes you have a problem on tight end passage where units will like slip into the cliff. And once they do, it's like impossible to retire them even, so they just are kind of lost to the ether, and I thought this guy was slipping out. I was like, no, you can't do this to me. But I managed to get him away, so that's good. That would have been very, very sad. Range calibration on the way now. That is a good sound effect, though. They make a cool sound when they're winding up, too. I didn't notice that until recently. Let's see if we can catch it here. Oh, well, this guy just got destroyed. They're trolling me, man. They don't wanna shoot. Well, we'll catch it later, I'm sure. Range calibration is done now. And the game plan for me changes a little bit here. Now we say, okay, look, you're never allowed to take 3 base. So, you know, all I need to do then is just be careful about air. Right? Because if there's an air transition, maybe I can die here. But otherwise, I should be fine. I jump in there to see if he's got air tech. He doesn't. But he is teching it, okay? So, keep that in mind. Oh, we can't make Sunderstack? Oh, that's stupid. You know, this is 5 heavy railguns. I can fight these Saban ones even without calibration, but with it I can just outrange them and the fight's just not even fair. But I have to know if there's air tech here. So it's really important for me to scout this carrier. Is that an LAV outside my building? Do you hear that? Railgun armor teching even? Assault ship fab teching? But if I see air tech, I've got to cancel that right away. Look, I'm scouting him as it comes out. But I'm sorry to report, my friends, that I did not notice this. That was with reveal all turned off, so I saw the air tech there. I need to cancel this right away and get missile ship fab, but I didn't. I didn't see it. Well, I don't even have to tell you what happens next. However, Rail Armor 2 that's going to help a lot, because there is a gunship building here, and gunships, of course, do a lot of damage to a bunch of targets, but you get armor, it helps to reduce their damage by a little bit. Same with strike fighters even, which have 2 packets. And of course the extra health goes a long way. Soul Chip Fab gonna finish pretty soon for what it's worth, which is not much. And again, I still haven't noticed the air tech here. Haven't seen the carrier in a moment. But now I see it. Look, the lights are even blinking. He's building air. I know that he's building air. Why not kill the carrier? I didn't realize that there was air tech coming. So if you can just kill the carrier slowly, you might as well. It just seems like the safer way to play it, but... Well, I'm gonna notice now that there's air coming out, and I felt very flustered because I was like, wow, I thought he didn't have this, but he does. We're still killing all the sub on rails, so it's not over yet, but this definitely is not good for me at all. Basically, we just went from winning to even, I would say. This game is not lost by any means for the air revealing here, but it's definitely not good for me. Definitely not good for me. Because I was winning. So, you know, never take an even game state when you could have been winning. We're going to run the railguns back here now, see if we can get back to a PC or something that can give anti-air protecting armor 3, which is good as well, but... Yeah, you kind of reckon all these heavy railguns are going to die. I did kill the Savant ones, though. Check the units lost tab. I think you'll see after all these rails get wiped, it's actually pretty even still. I don't think I can stay. Like, once the railguns die, the assault rails will have to get pushed off eventually too, so... Although it looks like I am staying. Yeah. It's a railgun. Problem with staying is that I don't have any threat anymore, and also he can flank me, so there's actually some danger there. Missile ships are building, I believe. Yep. But yeah, you check the units lost tab here again, it's actually pretty even now. So I haven't gone from like... I haven't gone from winning to losing, but I've gone from winning to even, which doesn't feel very good. If I can keep that contain up, the game is just over. It's only a matter of time, so it's very, very sad to have lost that. Here comes a big LEV fight as well, by the way. We don't have EMP rounds, we're taking it now, but... That gunship is doing work here. Oh, it's doing a lot of work here. People say gunships are bad. But I think they're actually pretty good. It's just you've got to use them in the right scenario. There is one assault railgun here that can help to swing the fight for me if we can, but the gunship is doing so much damage to these sand skimmers. I should have just kept them with the anti-air there. Gunship gonna die though, so we do manage to get this one. This guy doesn't have barrage either. Yeah, exactly. Like if I would have stayed with my PCs, maybe I wouldn't have lost this LEV fight here. Now I'd say we're officially losing the game, especially if this railgun goes down, which it will. Losing in the units lost metric, of course, although that doesn't mean everything is true, but Descara moving up onto 3 base, and I think he has the tech lead now because he's got air, which I still kind of have to answer. I do have some missile ships, but yeah. It's gonna feel rough now. Assault railgun gets picked as well. Not quite, actually. It gets away with 5 HP. Rail armor 3, good tech. If he dives back in for it, I think the missile ships are gonna claim some strike fighters, so it's probably not worth it. 1 strike fighter for 1 assault railgun, I don't think you take that trade. Missile ships need the radar guided upgrade as well, which they're getting now. That increases their range. Unlike in vanilla, where it does literally nothing but hurt them. Don't ever get this in vanilla. But in Jaraci, good tech. Good tech. Oh, heavy railgun taking damage already as well. It'll dive, like, we'll get some shots off. Maybe we'll kill a strike fighter here, but they didn't finish him. Okay, that's a blessing from the gods right there. That's a blessing from the gods right there. Both of us spending very well here, by the way, but it's going to be AAVs again. Now, I said earlier this is a very good railgun map, but the problem is if all the railguns die, it's not really such a good railgun map anymore, you know? Also, strike fighters going to find their way in here. I think that they're almost out of ammo, though, but I don't have any anti-air coverage on this side, so we're probably going to lose some salvagers now. I do get the quick drop-off, which is nice. But yeah, these things are out of ammo now. They hit a heavy railgun. Okay, they're not out of ammo. They're going to kill a heavy here. That's pretty good. Now they're out of ammo. Okay, I swear this time I mean it. But again, the problem is that when there's no railguns left, you know, yeah, you'll take the trade now to lose a bunch of strike fighters for the railgun because your AVs are coming. Right? And what do you do then? I do have the direct fire barrage upgrades. These guys are off cooldown. But they can help in the fight. They can't win the fight on their own. This railgun has to be kiting. Oh, I'm so slow kiting this railgun. That's not good at all. Range calibration ain't gonna do any good here, that's for sure. Assault railgun does want to get up in there. That's where he wants to be. EMP going to be used here by this guy, but it actually misses everyone. It lands right in the middle of them. Very, very good EMP shot by Bozo. What do you expect? Barrage gonna land here on the missile ships. Ah, but look how hard it is to kill off these AVs. They're armor 3. These Sandskimmers just tickle them. They don't do anything. A railgun pops here now. But it's too little too late. Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, AVs are hecka strong right now, you know? It's just that you can stuff them if you can land the EMPs well, but... You take a fight like this where you fail to set up properly, this is what happens. And it's the ace match, you know? This is like for all the marbles. I don't want to call GG yet, but I mean, you must recognize the game is over by now. Gonna be so hard to stabilize from this position. Plus all the anti-air is kind of being left out to dry as well. Well, the thing is, they actually don't do much damage. It's more like if you can capitalize with the Sandskimmers afterward, like you see how much damage it does here. Admittedly, that's armor 3, but still. You know, EMP doesn't really do much damage, so you kind of need the Sandskimmers to come in afterward and clean up. It's very much like the Missile Ship Barrage, I guess, you know? It's not a game-winning ability, it's like a fight-turning ability. But you've got to have the units behind to fight it, and you've got to be positioned well. And, well, I mean, as we can see, if you don't, you're gonna die. This is one of these impossible scenarios, by the way. Do I build anti-air? Do I build eco? Do I build ground army? It's like, pick one. Probably you lose even if you pick the right one, but if you don't, you lose extra hard. We might as well even speed this up a bit. Because the writing is on the wall here. This game is definitely over. Oh, he's backing off because he might as well. He's got the game ended. He's just gonna end it a bit slow here. He's setting up this flank as well. Well, we can watch this final attack in all of its glory. That is a lot of strike fighters, I think you'll agree. Bomber's gonna come and start hitting the anti-air assets here. Note the backside is getting killed too. Yeah, you know. And that's gonna be another full wipe, but this time the PCs are not gonna be so lucky. And like I said, that's just one of those impossible situations. You can't, you know, you can't pick the right thing. But I refuse to give up. Look, I'm even det packing away the Captain AAV. I killed him like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there we go. Now we're gonna GG out. Well fought battle, man. This was one heck of a series. I wish I had won. I saw that air tech, but I was way too slow to answer to it. Or rather, I didn't see the air tech. That was the problem. I should have been able to see it. And that's going to be the difference. Descara takes the series. And he will advance to the finals where he plays against A-Game Inc. And that one, I'm sure, is going to be amazing. We'll cast that later today. But for now, we'll move down to the lower bracket and we'll cast the finals there between Houston and Phoenix Yo. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.